Up UHJ, this is Ed Tiernan here with Joe Cardello. We're going to give you a little review of the Week 5 Game 1 because we have Monday and Wednesday regular season games in Fulham Park. The first game of the night had Downtown taking on the Little Giants. You know, Joe, you've been a big fan of Downtown and their star Dominic Pacelli. He's a big man. Tonight he had 30 and 21. What did you see out of the big man tonight?
He was
Animal.
really aggressive.
Very
aggressive. He took 24 shots. I mean,
yeah.
It's a lot of shots.
You know, and another guy, Carlo de Guzman. We haven't seen much out of him so far. He scored 31 points. He actually led the game in scoring. Him and Pacelli, when you combine for 61 points, or the Little Giants always score 57.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're going to win.
I do like the name of the Little Giants, though.
Oh.
It takes me back to childhood.
Gotta take you back. You know, Jamal Wooten, 6 and 11. You know, Fred Gallo had 2 points. Corey Jones. You expect a little bit more out of Corey, but he had 16. But the scoring really came from two sources tonight.
They put up 85 points and only had 5 guys there tonight, so that's pretty big.
Good quality performance. And the flip side of that, you had 2 guys on the Little Giants, Keno and John Gallant, both with double-doubles. Mark Palumbo had 20 points, 7 rebounds. You know, his big thing in the past has been his turnovers. He only had 4 this game. He got those down, but you know, if that team is going to break the schneid and, you know, look to compete, they're going to have to get, you know, quality points from other sources.
Yeah.
You know, the second game of the night, we had it was a good one. I mean, we talked about this before. It was Rock Nation Monstars.
Yeah.
And you know, those are the cream of the crop. Those are the teams they split in the regular season. They faced in the championship game last year.
They're the Jersey Unstuck. No Mercy.
That's right. That's the cream of the crop. And you know, Rock Nation came in. You know, they only had 5 guys. Looks like Chris Harvell was done for the season. He only was able to play a couple of games. You had 2 great performances from Guay Crawford and Rob Sargent. You're always going to get a good performance from those guys. Double machines. You know, Guay is known for his high shooting percentage.
Yeah.
You know,
they had 3 double-doubles tonight.
Oh yes, and Tim Corrigan.
Yeah.
Tim Corrigan, former European basketball player. He definitely, you know. But I think the 2 guys that really stole the show were Ryan McPherson. He had 43 points.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan McPherson is him and Ming Wong are buddies. They play basketball. Yeah, believe it or not.
Nice.
And Wayne Gravesande, I learned the pronunciation last week. 18 and 19, including the game-winning bucket. He also had the game-winning bucket in the championship game in Fulham Park to cement Monstars defeating Rock Nation. You know, his second straight championship, his second straight buzzer beater. What do you think about Wayne? You know, coming up clutch. Is he a clutch? Is it safe to say that Wayne is a clutch player now?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you're the guy that has the ball at the end of the game and you can score consistently to win games, yes.
Yeah, and you know, and Dre, who's a pickup ball legend, said that, you know, he's like the equivalent of like a Reggie Miller. Like he's like a Knicks killer. He's the Rock Nation killer. You know, he's the ether, as Nas would say, to Rock Nation. You know, Jay-Z's group. You know, so it's interesting to see how the rest of their season will fold out. You know, they're 3-2, but Rock Nation's 2-3. I think, you know, Rock Nation's one of those teams that expects to be 6-2, 7-1. What do you think about Rock Nation coming for, you know, the end of the season?
I think it's going to be pretty good for them towards the end of the season. You know, they got the
schedule has been rough for them. You know, the last game of the night took Vivint Solar and took on Straight Raw. You know, Vivint Solar, you know, as you've seen them, they're a big team. They're a bunch of big guys. You know, they like to throw their body weight around. You know, they were up as many as 30 points this game.
Wow. Yeah.
And before finally settling on a 14-point victory.
They had a big first half, 41 points.
You know, and I'll be honest with you, John Golding of Straight Raw, you know, said that when they play them again, it's not going to be a challenge. They're 2-2 with their 2 losses coming to Vivint Solar. You know, the big games, you know, a lot of spread scoring for the Solar team. Usually we have Rowberry or Long, Jeremy Brown, Joe Rowberry come up with big games. So that wasn't the case. It was a lot of spread scoring. They had 4 guys in double digits. Curtis Taylor comes off the bench with 9 points. He's their big 3-point shooter. You know, a team like Straight Raw, they need to find, I think, you know, their shooting percentage was, although they shot very well today, you know, they got out-rebounded.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that can be the size of Vivint Solar.
Yeah, I mean, size.
You can't teach height. You can't teach size.
You also can't teach hustle.
You can't teach hustle. And yeah. And Kyle McPherson is a big player that wasn't there. I feel as if John Golden would be the first to admit. With Kyle, it's a little bit different game, but a 14-point differential, especially when it was all decided midway through the second half when they're up 30.
Well, yeah, Vivian Solar. Just looking at the stats here, out rebounded Straight Raw.
But more than double.
31-12.
And the assists show as well.
15.
Jeremy Long had 8 assists, took along with 8 rebounds.
Yeah.
When you have 17 assists compared to 10, you're moving the ball a lot. And, they shot the ball a little bit less, but they shot the ball more efficiently, especially from downtown.
Yeah, they did have 11 turnovers, though.
That Jeremy Brown, he knows that. He'll be the first to tell you that. He does turn the ball over.
Yeah.
So, moving forward, Vivid Solar, they're 4-0.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're going to start thinking, is this, there's only 3 games left on the schedule. The week 7, we're still figuring out that. They take on Rock Nation. They haven't played Rock Nation yet. Downtown Little Giants. You got to assume those are probably W's. So they have Rock Nation coming up. I think that if they're going to get knocked off, that's the game, and that's on Wednesday. What do you think about that contest?
It looks like they've been through the toughest part of their schedule.
They've been through the toughest part of their schedule? Yeah, they have been.
So.
Rock Nation, if they can get by Rock Nation, I think they're going to skate to 8-0.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a really good game, though.
It should be a great game because with Rock Nation, you have Rob Sargent,
solid matchups.
big guy, Guay's big. This team is big. And on the flip side of that, you got a team with Downtown who's 2-2 now, who, 2-3, pardon me. Their 2 wins come over the Little Giants, but they're tied for Rock Nation. Rock Nation will say we're equal to Downtown, but the schedule doesn't last. Standing show, so.
Wednesday's going to be good.
Wednesday should be a great contest.
Yeah.
8:30 matchup. Vivid Solar takes on Rock Nation. Also, we also have UOENO taking on the Little Giants. UOENO didn't play tonight. They're 2-1. They'll look to get back on the winning track. While the Little Giants are going to try to pick up their first victory.
Yeah.
It is Straight Raw will take on Downtown. Straight Raw is I think they're going to come out pretty angry that they lost tonight. I think as if they have something to prove. So we had great games tonight. We expect more to come on Wednesday. For Joe, Ed, adios from Fulham.